Felix stood at the altar. Tuxedo on, ring in his pocket, everyone watching him. But his mind was somewhere else. He was thinking about a number, $43,000. That's what the wedding cost. And none of it was paid off. The flowers were on a credit card. The photographer was on a loan. The open bar, also debt. Felix smiled for the photos. He said his vows. He danced with his new wife. But in his head, a clock was ticking, because in 30 days, the bills would start coming. Here's the strange part. Felix makes a good living. He's not careless with money. He just made one mistake. A mistake almost every couple makes, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what that mistake was and how to throw an amazing wedding without it costing you your future. Stick around, because the twist in Felix's story is not what you think. My name is Owen, and here on this channel, I break down real money topics in plain, simple language. No jargon, no confusion. If that sounds like your kind of channel, hit subscribe now so you don't miss what's coming next. All right, let's get back to Felix. 6 months before the wedding, Felix and his fiancée, Joy, sat down with a plan, a real plan. They picked a budget, $18,000. That felt like a lot of money. And it was more than they had saved, so they figured they'd save the rest over 6 months. Simple math. Sounded fine on paper. But then the planning started. First, it was the venue. The one they loved was $2,000 more than the budget venue. Felix said, "Oh, it's our wedding day. We'll only do this once. Let's just get it." Then it was the photographer. Joy found someone with beautiful photos online, more expensive than planned. But again, we'll only do this once. Then the dress, then the flowers. Then Joy's mum wanted a bigger guest list, so they added 40 more people, more food, more chairs, more everything. Each choice was small. Each one felt reasonable in the moment. Nobody sat down and said, "Let's blow the budget." It just happened, one yes at a time. By the time the big day arrived, the $18,000 wedding had become a $43,000 wedding, and their savings only covered about half of it. So they did what a lot of couples do. They put the rest on credit cards. They told themselves they'd pay it off fast. Once the wedding gifts came in, and once they combined their incomes as a married couple, that was the plan. The wedding gifts didn't cover it. Gifts rarely do. They got some cash, some kitchen gadgets, and a lot of congratulations. Not $25,000, and combining incomes as a married couple. That didn't magically create extra money either. Their bills were still their bills. Rent was still rent. So the debt sat there. $25,000 spread across 2 credit cards at over 20% interest. 20% interest on $25,000 is brutal. If they only paid the minimum, they'd be paying interest for years. Thousands of dollars just in interest, not even touching what they actually spent on the wedding. Their first year of marriage wasn't spent building a life together. It was spent arguing about money, who overspent more, whose idea it was to upgrade the venue, whether the flowers were worth it. One study on newlyweds found that couples who go into wedding debt report lower marriage satisfaction in the first few years. Debt doesn't just cost money, it costs peace. It costs trust. Sometimes it costs the relationship itself, as that's the real twist in Felix's story. The wedding day felt perfect, but the debt from that one day followed him into every single day after. Here's the good news. This entire situation was avoidable, not by having a smaller wedding necessarily, but by doing a few things differently before the planning even started. Let's break those down. 1, Set the budget in stone before you plan anything. Felix and Joy's mistake wasn't picking a wrong number. It was treating that number like a suggestion instead of a rule. Here's the fix. Before you tour a single venue or look at one dress, decide your real number. Then write it down somewhere you'll see it. A notes app, a spreadsheet, a sticky note on the fridge. Treat it like rent, non-negotiable. 2. Save first, spend second. Felix and Joy plan to save while they spent. It's backwards. The better order is save the money first, then spend it. If you don't have it yet, you don't book it yet. This one rule alone would have stopped almost every problem in their story. If your wedding is a year away, take your budget and divide it by 12. That's your monthly savings goal. Automate it. Move it to a separate account the day you get paid, so you're never tempted to spend it first. 3. Rank your priorities before you shop. Not every part of a wedding matters equally to every couple. Some people care deeply about photography. Others care more about the food. Others care most about the venue. Sit down together and rank your top 3 priorities. Put more of your budget there. Then agree out loud that everything else gets the good enough version, not the dream version. This stops the "we'll only do this once" trap. Yes, it's once, but that logic can justify overspending on literally everything if you let it. 4. Build in a buffer and don't touch it. Weddings always have surprise costs, alterations, extra hours from a vendor, a last-minute guest. Set aside 10% of your budget as a buffer and don't count it as spending money. It's there to protect the number, not extend it. 5. A guest list change is a budget change. When Joy's mum asked for 40 more guests, nobody redid the math. That's the mistake. Every guest cost money. Food, drinks, seating, invitations. If your guest list grows, your budget conversation needs to happen again immediately, not after the fact. 6. If you must borrow, know exactly what it costs. Sometimes people will still choose to finance part of a wedding. That's a personal choice, but go in with real numbers, not hope. Before you swipe that card, calculate the total interest you'll pay if you only make minimum payments. Look at the actual number. For Felix, that number was thousands of dollars, money that bought nothing except one night of food and flowers. Seeing that number in black and white changes how you feel about the purchase. 2 years later, Felix and Joy paid off the wedding debt. It took discipline, a strict budget, and a lot of extra payments beyond the minimum. They still talk about that first year, not the wedding day, the year after. The stress, the fights, the feeling of starting their marriage already behind. Now they give one piece of advice to every engaged friend. Your wedding day is one day. Your marriage is the rest of your life. Don't let the first one damage the second. If you're planning a wedding right now, do this today. Open a notes app, write down your real number, then write down your top 3 priorities. That's it. That 15-minute exercise could save you years of stress. If this video helped you, hit like. It helps this channel reach more people before they make the same mistake Felix did. Drop a comment. What's your wedding budget number? Or if you're already married, what do you wish you'd known before your big day? Tell us in the comment so others could learn.